When you stop caring, people notice. You know why? Because you're not looking at them for something. You're not going after them. You're not chasing after their approval. And they can feel that. Because what are they used to if they're a physically attractive human being? They're used to being chased. They're used to controlling the situation. But when you turn the tables in that polarity and you take your power back, they're going to notice. Because you don't care. You become good either way. Whether they want to validate you, have a good conversation with you, be kind to you, it don't matter. You don't need them. And they may give you the vibe like they don't need you. It is what it is. If it's a synchronicity that's meant to happen, or a connection, or a relationship, the universe will work it out in such a way where you guys will end up in each other's lives without forced action. You don't have to force action on people. You don't have to force relationships. You don't have to message people on dating apps. Work on yourself. I've found when I gave up on chasing a relationship and found fitness, that helped me empower myself. It's not because I wanted to become better looking than other people. I wanted to become better looking than the person I used to look at in the mirror that had a lack of confidence, a lack of self-worth, a lack of ability to take chances on different relationships and be as open and transparent as I possibly could be. And if you're not open or vulnerable, you're never really going to attract the perfect partner. You're always going to be playing into someone else's hand or tiptoeing around them rather than telling them the truth. But here's the thing, when you are as open as you possibly could be, people are going to notice that, because not every other guy or girl is like that. Certain people are, others aren't. It's a talent that certain people have developed. And you want to have better people skills? Don't be afraid to smile at everyone. Because you never know who you could smile at that's going to smile back and really like your energy. Because if your energy is always that of someone who lives in anger in your own head when you're not around others, you'll always find something in the outer world to be angry towards. You'll always attract something into your life that's going to make you feel angry. But when you switch that state and your self-talk, your concept, which is that it's dealing with the ego, but it's also the way you feel about your own life, that people are going to view you the way you view yourself. And if that's self-love that is willing to share it with others, you're going to attract love. Which one would you rather go have a conversation with? A person who's been angry their whole life, angry this whole week, and when you see them out in public, they're projecting anger, or they're looking for something that's going to happen in that public place that's going to piss them off so they can complain about it. I have tons of people like that in my life. I'm sure you do too. And imagine someone who's healed and done a lot of inner work and let go of a lot of that inner child programming, found a way to love, found a way to feel successful and be able to apply that on different projects and finding hobbies and things that you love to do. When that person shows up into a public place around you, they're going to be projecting vibrant energy. And it's not to manipulate people. It's you are being open. You are open to receiving love. But when you're living in anger, you are closed off. from the source of love, your natural state, and you're closed off from attracting it from other people because you are only going to attract certain things from people who are in alignment with the certain things that they vibe with the way you are being with them. And if you're being someone that lives in guilt, shame, and anger and doesn't have the courage to take chances or to let things go, you're going to stay stuck in that spiral of moving back and forth through those states of consciousness. And everything around you is just going to keep reflecting back to you that you're an angry person that doesn't have what it takes to move past where you are at in life. But it doesn't have to be forever. And it doesn't mean certain things don't piss us off or me off. That's not an angry person anymore. But I just don't stay angry much longer than when the thing happens because I know that it's not the end of the world and I have a way to be able to change my state. And a lot of that I can thank finding meditation and inner work and just staring into a candle with some relaxing music or going for a walk out in nature, or like I mentioned earlier, I'm into fitness, so I love working on my body. And when I was not looking for a life partner and I would just work on my body all the time, and I'd always be in my flow state when I'm at the gym because you guys know I love heavy metal. I was listening to some metal all the time. I always have awesome metal playlists, whether it's classic 70s and 80s metal or metalcore and hardcore music that's been found in the late 90s and 2000s. Regardless of it, it's powered my workout. It's powered who I've been. It's also powering the way that I post on my fitness social media. It's who I've become. It's part of my being, is that I help people with messages of self-empowerment and to be able to apply different techniques to your life, to let go of not feeling good enough, to let go of the results that are not favorable, that are making us feel shame, guilt, sadness, or depression. And that you have what it takes within you. And if fitness is something you want to practice or get started on or give a chance to, you really have nothing to lose. If you had the fitness and you fixed a little bit about your nutrition, you're doing yourself a huge favor, because if you have any bad weight on your body or you're looking to add more muscular size, you develop skill towards that. And other people, you're not going to care on them so much for validation, because your validation and feeling love for your life and feeling attractiveness for your life, it will all come from within, because you're going to feel awesome about yourself because you found fitness. You found something, like I mentioned in many of my videos, you found something that's a project. And a lot of times the project can just be you. It doesn't have to be a business where you make millions. It doesn't have to be building a step or a gazebo next to your house. Any type of project. And even just working on yourself. Because inner work gets goals met. Inner work, it builds personal growth, personal awareness. And when you are aware of all of these tendencies that we used to depend on others for, and looking at things like, failed relationships or certain human beings that look a certain way, treat us a certain way. If that's a certain mindset you've ever lived by, you can get rid of those and just know that it was part of any of those failures or shortcomings you had in the past. And to learn to get away from them is caring less. And caring less is not being some fucking like narcissistic person who doesn't like a human being on the outside of them. That's not what I mean. It's You're good either way if someone approves of you or thinks you're physically attractive or not. And if they want to look at you, disrespect you, not acknowledge you, or the opposite, look at you, smile, make you feel you're attractive, be super kind with you, and come up and have a conversation, or vice versa if you have good energy. You're still good either way, because all of these feelings, your character, your state of being, the life you are living as your main character, like I mentioned in my last video, is all someone that is his or her life is self-fulfilled with the power that is within you when you take your power back and continue to do things that are good for you. And that is all forms of inner work, is your self-talk, reading books by people you're inspired by, listening to podcasts or audiobooks by people that inspire you, or different stories or topics, and learning to apply these techniques to your own life. So give that a shot this week. I guarantee you, your conversations with people will change. And the amount of people who smile back at you when you choose to smile first will change, because you've let go of that fear. And you're good either way, whether they smile back or not. Thank you for watching.